Hello gamers and welcome back to Coolest Gamers Let's Play of Assassin's Creed Origins. Puerto 94, wow! I'm hella wired on coffee today. As part of No Money November, I have not had caffeine in quite a few days, so having drank about half a pot of some purely rot gut Maxwell House, I'm a little bit wired. I'm a little edgy today. Looking to burn off some of that energy. Read about 30 pages of my book out loud to try to do that. I'm still a little bit. Woo! So, basically what I've decided to do is upload footage of the most tranquilizing game of all time. Like, seriously? I think I would be more riveted by watching grass grow than this game. Really excited for the Resident Evil 7 Let's Play though. I'm really excited for that. I had a lot of fun playing it so far. That's not a game that gets dull very easily. It's fast moving, it's scary as all hell, it's wonderfully atmospheric, and I'm doing my commentary live for that game, so I think it'll be less dry, less, I don't know how to put it, what this is. Why am I still holding this cursed weapon? It's not doing me any favors here. I mean, yes, it's strong, but what does it do on crit to these enemies in combat? Like 150, 180 maybe? That's nothing compared to what their health pools are. So, you know. The lesson of the day really is you can cheese the hell out of places like this when they're above your level, but it won't be fun. Nonetheless, I'm showing you how I can exploit the ridiculously loose difficulty of this game. Yes, this game does have tiered difficulty levels. Easy, normal, hard, I think. I chose normal. And yeah, it's fairly challenging when you're in situations like these, but if you have a strong enough hidden blade, like, I think my character's level 36 right now, and yeah, my hidden blade can take out about 90% of a captain or commander's health at legendary status, and those captain or commanders being level 40, which I want to say is a skull level for level 36. I think 4 levels or higher above you is what gives them skull status. So that's pretty absurd. I think one of the biggest drawbacks of this game was that they decided to add these RPG elements where you could upgrade your equipment, and I think a lot of people might have thought that previous Assassin's Creed entries were sort of like QTE fests on wheels, you know, like as long as you get in the right position, you just press triangle to win. Like, that's how you assassinate targets, and there wasn't this, like, gradation of health and stuff like that. Like, once you got access to a target, you could kill him in one swoop. And, I think the franchise wanted to move away from that and move into something that was more of this layered RPG experience. And I'm not sure that it really benefits the game. I kind of miss the old way. And I especially miss the level complexity of the older games. Like in 1 through 3, you know, you just had to figure out the best way to kill a target. The best route, you know, the best ingress to reach them and to assassinate them. You know, in as covert a way as possible. In this game, you just have these fortresses with targets that roam around. And you get plenty of opportunities to kill them, but you have to... It's like, it's not as flavorful. It's just kind of cookie cutter, the way these fortresses are laid out. The way that the kills end up going. Is you're just waiting for that moment where they pass under the point that you've chosen. And there's not as much of a narrative as in the past games where you had to follow a certain path. Like, for some reason, one mission that always sticks out in my mind, even though I didn't really like that game, was in Revelations. There was a certain target that you had to kill in like this shipyard cave, and you had to climb along these cliff sides to reach him. And it was very focused, it was very linear, but that didn't take away from how thrilling it was. It was an absolute blast. And I really miss those missions. I really do. You know, killing the Pope, I think it was at the end of either 2 or Brotherhood, when you kill the Pope, and you're like running along the chandeliers and the support structures like of the Grand Cathedral. It was fantastic. Like, I wouldn't have asked for a better final boss experience. In this game, you just get thrown into an arena and you're just taking them down in single combat, and it just doesn't feel good. You know, it feels like it takes away from what Assassin's Creed like started off being. And I mean, I think it's shrewd that they're diverging from the formula. I think that they are bringing in more fans with this, but as a longtime fan of Assassin's Creed, I feel alienated from the franchise now. I feel like this isn't the Assassin's Creed that, you know, I grew to love. It's just not. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. So we got either a captain, I think it's a commander. I don't know. Just cheesing the hell out of him with fire bombs and smoke screens, which is, you know, just the best way to do it. Catch them on fire or poison them. I hadn't really used sleeping darts up to this point, and I probably should have, because sleeping darts are really good. I didn't realize how good they were until recently. Especially when you're in group situations. I've said this before, but when you're in group situations, you can down lower priority targets and focus one-on-one with the target you really want to take out first, and then when the others come back up, you deal with them in turn. And it's a really good tool. And it would have been good to cheese with as well, because I could get them down and, you know, landed a nice holding R2 attack. You know, hold R2 until your weapon glints and then let it go. Deal a fuck ton of damage. And with the Eye of Apep here, deal some poison ticks on them as well, hopefully. But smokescreens do a similar thing. They knock them on their ass. They deal a dot damage, so that takes out the need to really apply a poison unless you want to be super extra strong about it. And then you can charge up your attack and land a good one on them. I'm not sure though, if they're asleep, I'm not sure if you get a stealth crit on them or not when you attack. I haven't really paid close attention to that. So yeah, I really just annoy the shit out of this guy. Slowly whittle him down. Smokescreen to get away while he's on his ass. Light him up. Yeah, I do think you're an idiot. Like every other NPC in this game, I think you're an idiot. No, you.
Got you.
Oh, I guess one thing to keep in mind is if you got oil pots near a fire, obviously you don't really need to use an incendiary arrow, because the oil will immediately go into the fire and then the whole puddle gets ignited. But I'm pretty sure that sometimes you'll land non-incendiary arrows on oil pots that are just by themselves, and they'll still catch on fire, like, occasionally. It's really wonky how that mechanic works. Also, a dunk view criticism of this game that I really like is the fact that when you light an enemy on fire, oftentimes they won't even be struggling with the flames. They'll be screaming at the top of their lungs, but they'll still be attacking you in a perfectly composed fashion as if nothing is really happening except that they're taking damage. I mean, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. I would have liked a little more immersion. I would have liked to see them, you know, try to run towards a body of water, try to, you know, roll themselves out. Something like that would have made a lot of sense, and they just didn't bother to program it to make it an actual feature of the game. So it takes away from a lot of the joy of using, you know, multiple ways to solve combat problems. It becomes like very methodical. It's just like cut and dry. It's just land the dots, you know, knock them on their ass, get in a few strikes, evade, parry, dodge. Eventually it just gets like there's not a lot of variety to it. At first it seems like the game is has a lot of variety when it comes to the combat, but I don't know. Then you get used to everything and it just becomes boring. Yikes, I whiffed that second one. Poison took care of him. Smoke screen so that motherfucker wouldn't see me. And I jumped down like an idiot and he saw me anyway. Nice. Still holding my cursed weapon. Even though I think I'm preferring to use the Eye of Apep on him, so there's no need for me to have that cursed curved sword equipped. Excuse me. Food related sounds. I got about 3 or 4 episodes left on season 1 of The Punisher, and God, that show is good. I mean, it's kind of... I understand the criticisms now, like, I get how it's sort of just a gratuitous action show, but I love shit like that. I love watching stuff that gets my adrenaline going. At that point, like, a lot of concerns about quality kind of go out the window, because I'm having fun watching it, and so I don't really mind if it's sort of flawed, you know? Gosh, I'm in a lucid mood today. Normally I'm a bit sluggish and tired, but not today. Get wrecked! 154 damage. Oh yeah. For sure that axe went through the wall, by the way. I mean, it didn't actually take out the wall, which would have been cool if they had kind of red faction building mechanics in this game. But no, that was just a glitch. It was not an unadvertised feature. It was definitely a bug. I don't care what anyone says. I don't want to argue about nothing. Yeah, I just bugged the shit out of this guy. It's awesome. I think I stick around this building until he's dead. Like, just going in and out, weaving like a bee. Come now, come now. Come, come, come. I'm sorry, Doctor. I don't mean to plagiarize you, dog. Just a novice habit. Pretty sure for the most part I just come across with a bland personality, so I'm not really stealing anyone's thunder. So yeah, I could literally smoke bomb, light him up, go back to the top of that railing and wait for him to go up the stairs and stealth attack again. I could probably loop that without ever leaving that room. Like, he would never get up the stairs and he would constantly get stealth attacked, smoke bombed, fire bombed. Repeat. But he actually did switch up paths. Good for him, I guess. He's not the brightest bulb in this shed, but he does try.
We are your superiors for a reason.
We are your superiors for a reason. Is that why I'm just trolling the shit out of you? You have no fear of the underdog. That's why you will not survive. Come. Yeah, he's almost done. I think this is gonna do him in right here. Not the smoke bomb. There's no way ticks of 4 are gonna kill him with that little sliver left. And assassinate. Yep. Done. Location completed, guys. I hope you enjoyed this flight of videos as much as I definitely did not. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where I don't equip this shield because the legendary that I got from the deluxe is far better. See you then.